or a suicidal. You ain't had no good, so you don't.
This is what we're gonna go ahead and do.
Thoughts just took over.
We have a try not to laugh to do. You know what I'm saying?
Doing with water?
Yeah, we're doing it with water. Do y'all know what we watch when we do try not to laugh with water? Let me know in chat. What do we do?
We gotta get the bag.
What do we
Grab
do?
some of
Game is game. That's what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. Go ahead and it's gonna be us four. So go ahead and put predicts up. Who's spitting first? Who's spitting first? That's pause, by the way.
calm the on.
Who's laughing first? Who's laughing
Here
first?
we go
Who's
with this
laughing
word.
first? All right, water. Let's go.
How to avoid child support? Well, one thing you can do is fake your death. Over 500,000 people go missing every single year. Why can't it be you? Or lead a country, but don't go to a place that with the U.S. You need to go to Pakistan, North Korea, or Russia. Or go to prison. In my state, if you locked up for over 180 days, you don't owe that. Or hook your baby mama up with a and then tell CPS. Or take the lug nuts off of her car, and then when she crashed, you file neglect charges. Or get the kid locked up. If the government cares so much about child support, make them pay for that mother while he in juvie. Or, as a last resort, get you a lighter and hold the button down so the fumes are coming out. Put a rubber band around the lighter so that the button stays down. Toss that in your baby mama tailpipe. And then when she start up the car, boom, you got full custody. Game is game. What got the best smelling? Guys, look, I'm gonna go from best to worst. The best smelling on the planet comes from prostitutes. They take a shower after every they take and after every they lay. So unlike a lot of these other, you won't find toilet paper crumbs in places that they shouldn't be. Number 2 is athletic. Because they work out, eat healthy, and drink cranberry juice, it's almost like they flush out. They stinking. Number 3 is fat. And it ain't their fault. But if a fat and a bony take a shower at the same time, in an hour, they gonna smell different. Because the fat got a tougher battle with gravity. Number 4 is religious. They stink because they don't that much, so they don't care that they smell like an ear infection. Guys, that's my story, and I'm stinking to it. Game is game. How to turn a hoe into a housewife. Look, guys, if you want to take a hoe off the street, the first thing you need to do is take her to a place where she's not desirable. If you got you a white chick, take her to Jamaica. If you got you a black chick, take her to Wyoming. If you got you a Hispanic chick, get you another chick, because we all want to Hispanic chicks. The next thing you need to do is you need to take her to therapy. All hoes got deep-rooted issues as a child, and she needs to be slut-shamed professionally. Another thing you need to do is provide a strong support system. If a hoe tell her whole friend that she gonna stop, the only reply she gonna get is, "Girl, you gonna be back." You need to David Goggins that. You need to make her believe she can stop sucking. And the last thing you need to do is install fear. Have the tendencies to relapse and try to step out again. To stop this, keep your pimp hand strong and use it as needed. At the end of the day, want to be wives and wives want to be hoes. Game is game. How to turn a housewife into a guys, look, who sell do it because of 2 reasons: depression and fear. You got to turn a bad bitch to a sad bitch. And how do you do that? Well, constant gaslighting, being unappreciative, and a lack of compliments should be the perfect ingredients until she have a death in the family. And then she'll start to spiral out of control. If you built up enough trust at the beginning, she won't leave you right away. But you need to provide her an escape. And what's that escape? You need to make the bitch try crystal. And once she get hooked on it, she'll start to lose her friends and her family. And at this point, she'll want to try even more of it. But you got to cut her off and make her pay for her own addiction. This is where the fear comes into play, because she'll do whatever it takes to get another hit. And that's when you need to let her know how much bread she can make out here on the streets. Guys, even if the had a job before all this, she probably lost it by now. Now she worked for you. She suck now. Game is game. How to How to spot a bitch with a Look, guys, it's 2023, so a lot of ain't, especially if you live in places like Miami, LA, or Atlanta. You could get a rude awakening. So hear me out. The first thing you want to check for is an Adam's apple. If they don't have one, look for a scar where that shit was removed. Or tell her you want to see if you can lift her up. Give her a ride on your back and see if you feel a dick on your spine. Or if you don't believe it's a bitch and they go to the bathroom, when they come out, you need to go into that same bathroom to see if they let the toilet seat up. Or if you meet a bitch in a dark club and they flat-chested and heavy on the makeup, you need to stop at a well-lit gas station on the way home. You got to see this bitch in some fluorescent lighting. Or the voice. If it ain't a real bitch, it's going to sound like laryngitis. Just sneak up behind that bitch and scare the shit out of them. It's going to make them scream in their primary voice. I just don't want you at the end of the night asking, where'd that little fella come from? Game is game. How to date a career bitch. Look, guys, out here is getting paid. Especially these bitches in the medical field. So if you want to make it out the trenches, this might be your best way to go. So hear me out. Decent looks, being funny, and the bitch down good is enough to make her think, let me give them a chance. And then they'll try to build you up. But you ain't no fucking Build-A-Bear. Because eventually, you'll start feeling guilty about all the that she's doing for you. So how do you fix this? Well, you look at these as temporary. These are like chests that you would loot in a video game. You can get clothes, shoes, money, even a PS5. But eventually, she'll start to resent you. Because she gonna get tired of posting photos of expensive gifts, lying on her talking about, my man got me this. Guys, look. Take everything you can from these and then get the out of there with a 700 credit score. Game is game. How to find a sugar mama. Well, one thing you can do is start a charity event. Most of us are too broke to be donating money to people we don't know. So who's donating? Rich? Or do volunteer work at your local nursing home. If you see a in a mobility scooter with all-terrain wheels, that's the one. Medicaid don't pay for that. Or get you a stripper. It's a lot of on the pole who are willing to take care of a dude. Only if you're not trying to save a. And all strippers don't cheat, but most likely yours will. So deal with it. Or get you a that go to an Ivy League school who got rich parents and show her the street side of life. People who got it made only want one thing. That's to fuck it up. Shout out John Morant. Or get you a job at a golf club and look for men who are going to be dead soon and become friends with them. If they got a wife, you ain't trying to be now, you trying to be next. Game is game. The best jobs to be a pervert. Well, a window cleaner. If you see something you like while you're cleaning the window, clean that same spot over and over until you're ready to go. Or a personal trainer. You can make do anything. You can be like, touch your toes for a half an hour. Or
Why the hell did you look at the camera talking about? Are you a window cleaner?
No.
Are you a yoga finisher?
I've seen this one before. I've seen this one before, so I'm good.
I think you meant you co-signing that statement. I was about to say.
Me and Chat seen the video from this one before.
I was like, you believe in gay to gay?
a gynecologist. You don't have to wear gloves. Or a dentist. If a bad came into my office and got put to sleep with her mouth wide open, I don't know. Or a preacher. Just like the dentist. If I could lay my hand on your head and make you pass out and nobody's around to see it, I don't know. Or a prison guard at a female prison. Out here want everything. In prison want anything. Or become a caregiver and make sure you get a patient with dementia. That way she can't remember what happened the night before. Game is game. The best is the well, broke. Because career are slowly turning into men and they starting to dry up. But broke feels amazing. Or a with kids. Single mom would make you think about being a stepdad, and then you bust a nut. Or a with daddy issues. To all my deadbeat dads out there who got fine daughters, thank you. To all you trifling out there who took your daughters away from their daddy, thank you. Or an alcoholic. These got good, even if you the only one that know what's going on. Or a suicidal. You ain't had no good, so you don't.
You can swallow the water. You can swallow.
Let's go to all you that said I was gonna laugh. Y'all lost points.
Bro, you completely missed the bag. Yeah, we were 1 second away from the entire stream ending. Computer turning off.
Jesus Christ, bro. Why does he saying crazy stuff like this? Like, I'm not gonna lie. I said this in the last video, but the government is really gonna take this information and just build a whole RICO case on him. They're gonna be saving these YouTube videos and just build a whole RICO case on him, bro. I'm not gonna lie, because at this point, it's getting very, very ridiculous. My apology.
You ain't had no good until you done a bitch who truly think that every day could be her last. Game is game. The worst cities to find well, Los Angeles, California. Because these ain't looking for love. These want money and cocaine. Or Miami, Florida. Just like LA. Yeah, they got some pretty but who give a if you can't afford them? Plus, half them can't even speak English anyway. Or Baltimore, Maryland. They got the ugliest in the country because half them crackheads. Or Jackson, Mississippi. Unless you want you a fat who like short walks on the beach. Or New York City. A lot of these come with facial hair due to their extreme masculinity. Or Atlanta, Georgia. It's the only place in the world where you can find a BBW with a BBL and a BBC. Or Memphis, Tennessee. All these are burning. I want to be like Mike, not Magic. Game is game. How to Naruto run a Guys, the Naruto run is a level 4 sex move. But you don't need consent because you're the one taking the risk. Now all you need is some running shoes and a You're going to have this lay on the edge of the bed on her back with her legs up. You stand in front of this butt naked, but keep your running shoes on. Now I want you to take one step.
I can't do it.
Son, oh my God, you're trash.
I can't do it. Ma, do not scam.
I can't do it.
Do not scam. Do not scam.
Why is this making? Yo, what type of? I want to see. I need a documentary on this nigga life, bro. Because
How does he think of all this shit?
I'm saying.
what type of
This
has
nigga
he been in
of it, bro.
to where this is doing
true experience.
Naruto run and talk about butt naked? Like what type of what's this nigga life story, bro?
Like
the
that
master
Naruto ran butt naked to your house.
And then talking about consent, like, it's ridiculous, bro. It's ridiculous. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and go right back into it.
You stand in front of this hoe, butt naked, but keep your running shoes on. Now I want you to take one step back, one step forward, and put your dick in this hoe with no hesitation. Then take 2 steps back and repeat the process. Keep progressing until you feel like you can't miss. Then I want you to take 30 steps back, and I want you to lower your torso. Bend your knees. Put your right foot out in front of you, and put your arms out behind you. Keep... and put your arms out behind you. Keep your eyes on that. Now I want you to take off towards this as fast as you can. And without stopping, I want you to jam your into this full speed. If you get this right, you're going to get her the deepest she ever had. If you get this wrong, I hope you already got kids. Game is game. How to get some from prison. Guys, by the time you need this information, you won't have access to it. So I suggest you listen up now. Now, what you need to know is that over 58% of all prison staff perpetrators are so they want to get. Now, here's the game plan. As soon as you spot a guard that you want, you need to take advantage of the one-on-one times you have, like when you go pick up mail or something. Make eye contact, give her small teases, mix that in with genuine compliments, and eventually write her a love letter. You can check your progression by asking for small favors. Now, I also want you to know that outside of prison walls, Most female prison guards live very lonely, depressed, boring lives, and they have very horrible relationships due to the nature of their jobs. But due to the nature of their jobs, it provides you a close proximity to that, also with a lack of privacy. That gives you time to plant your seed, physically and mentally. Good and attention is all you have to offer, so master it. Game is game. How to kill Bill a Guys, the Kill Bill is a legendary level 6 sex move. So consent needs to be televised. Now all you need is a spoon, a pair of scissors, a cup of water, and a who's gonna love wearing sunglasses. Now she need to start off giving you head on her knees, and you need to make her look up at you. As soon as she look up, I want you to yank your dick out her mouth, grab the spoon, and then stick that into her eyeball and gouge her eyeball out. Now her eyeball is still gonna be hanging by the optic nerve. So then you grab the scissors, snip the nerve, catch the eyeball, yell Kobe, and shoot that to the cup of water. Now she might be complaining, she might be screaming a little bit, blah, blah, blah. Man, fuck all that shit. Look, stick your dick in her eye socket, grab her by the back of her head, and I want you to skull this bitch until you nut on her brain. Now this might sound weird to you, but it's a lot of bitches in my city wearing eye patches. We turning bitches into pirates. Game is game. How to turn your balls into a belt buckle. Guys, I don't know when the last time your balls had some adequate sunlight, but sunbathing your balls is vital. Now listen, the ball set belt buckle is pretty easy. It's when you put on a pair of pants, and then you're gonna keep your dick in your pants, but you're gonna reach down and you're gonna grab your nuts. You're gonna pull your balls out over the waistband of your pants, and you're gonna drop them hoes. Drop them hoes right there in front of your goddamn belt buckle. If they big enough, it should cover up the whole belt buckle. If you got small balls,
I said, can y'all call the hospital real quick?
Why you put your balls in?
Yeah, this ain't work, bruh. Game is not game, bruh.
if you got small balls, it might look like a button. Regardless, go on about your day. Go grocery shopping, go sightseeing, go do whatever the you want to do. And when them start staring, because them will be staring, treat them just like they treat us. Say, hey, eyes up here. Now look, we all know love a good print. But what if you ain't got enough to print? Well, a good old Ballsack belt buckle could put you at the front of the line. And if the cops come questioning you, just say you got a big outie belly button and it slipped out. Game is game. How to get your bitch back. Guys, the morally correct thing to do after a breakup is to cut off all ties and move on. But what if you're not feeling so moral? Well, I got you covered. Step number one, get this fired. You need to create a sense of neediness. Call her job and complain. Also let them know that this got some real dirty piss and she can't pass a drug test. As soon as she get fired, that's when you swoop in with monetary support. Also, you can try taking a bunch of dick pills and then just send your ex a picture showing her how big your dick is nowadays, now that y'all ain't together no more. It's going to create a sense of regret. Also, what you can do is frame that bitch, go to your dealer, get a package, put it under her car, and then call the popos. See if she wants you in 3 to 5 years when she get out of prison. Also, you can fuck her landlord, get her evicted, and then try to provide shelter. Any of these will work. I'm just telling you, crawling back to your ex is a move, but having your ex crawl back to you is a boss move. Game is game. How to your stepmama. Well, the first way is the journal method. If you live with your stepmom, then you need to buy a notebook. In that notebook, I want you to write down all the filthy shit you want to do to your stepmama and how it keeps you up at night just thinking about the. And then I want you to keep it on that page, and I want you to hide it in a place in your room where she can still find it when she's at home alone. Trust me, you'll know when she find out. Number 2 is the pain method. This would insinuate that you got some kind of injury or some kind of soreness. For example, complain about your left shoulder. Complain about that a lot too. She might offer to give you a massage. If she do, accept it. And in return, offer to give her one back, but better. Number 3 is the cancellation method. Daddies be busy. So let's say your step parents might have had a date and your dad canceled out or he just got too busy. Well, offer to treat your mom out and step up to the plate since Pops can't do it. It might sound evil, but you can't rule the world without ruling your own household. Game is game. How to Steph Curry. Guys, the Steph Curry is a level 3 sex move, so you can be flexible with consent. Now, all you need is a shower, a mouthpiece, and a with a bowel movement. So I want you to turn the lights off in the bathroom and hide in the shower. Start jacking your while chewing on your mouthpiece. And then when you come in the bathroom and she sit on the toilet, I want you to wait until you hear some hit the water, and it's time for your 3-pointer. You're gonna open up the shower curtain and you're gonna bust a nut on that face. That's 1 point. Then you're gonna knock that out the toilet. That's 2 points. And then you're gonna take the chewed up mouthpiece out your mouth and you're gonna beam that in the head with it. That's 3 points. Now at this point, your should be on the floor with her pants around her ankle, nut on her face, and in her ass. So you ain't gotta worry about her running after you. I just want you to shimmy out the bathroom, just like Steph do. And if by some chance she wiped the nut off her face and killed the sperm, well, that would make her a babyface assassin. Game is game. How to fuck up somebody's relationship. Guys, you ever see two people who just happy as and you want to test it? Or maybe you just want somebody who don't belong to you. Regardless, I got you covered. The first way is the app attack. For example, if you want Olivia to leave her man, then you need to make a dating profile as her man. Connect with other talk to him, entertain him, and talk about Olivia. Screenshot the messages and send them to her anonymously. Sit back and let the trust issues burn. Or you can try the paid actor. If you know what type of dudes Olivia like, hire a guy to go up to her and talk to her, and have your camera ready. Take pictures of them talking, laughing, and if you're lucky enough, you might even get a hug. Get all your evidence and send that to her husband, anonymously. When you see Olivia with a black eye, mission accomplished. Game is game. How to talk to stripper. That's the best time to go talk to strippers is when business is slow. The slowest days are Thursdays, and the slowest month is January, especially up here in the north. Now, when you go to the club, I want you to pay for a dance, but don't get a dance. Just offer her to sit down and talk to you. Strippers are amazing at conversation. You can talk about food, music, politics. It don't matter. Just make eye contact when you talk to her, because discussing the war on Ukraine while staring at her is just weird. Also, don't be staring at other. You need to make it look like you've seen some ass before. Now, after about 20 to 30 minutes, go ahead and let her go and make money if she need to. If she decides to stay with you because the club is slow, then she's genuinely interested in you. At that point, I suggest you go ahead and ask her for her number. If she gives you her number, then go ahead and leave the club and don't talk to no other. Strippers like two things. They like money and they like gentlemen. And we broke over here, so we gotta show some respect. Game is game. How to with a ego. Guys, whenever you go out to eat with a you need to learn how to flirt with your waitress. Ask her where she's from. Tell her you only asking her this because she has a very unique accent. Ask her is that her real hair color. This a with your bitch. Another thing you can do is, whenever you're around your bitch and her friends, always laugh at her friend jokes. Whenever your bitch try to be funny, straighten your face up. Another thing you can do is, whenever your bitch done getting dressed for a date, look her dead in the face and ask, well, is there any makeup left? And then say you just around. Just with that. Another thing you can do is compliment who are 50 pounds heavier or 50 pounds lighter than what she is. It'll make her feel like she either got too much body or not enough. Another thing you can do is whenever you see your bitch naked, I want you to look this bitch up and down, and I want you to act like you're trying to stop yourself from laughing. Don't never tell her what it is. Let her figure it out. Game is game. How to Salt Bae. Guys, the Salt Bae is a level 1 sex move. So consent is avoidable. Now all you need is some salt and a bitch with an appetite. So you're gonna f this bitch however you want to. But when you're done, I want you to nut on this bitch back. Then I want you to grab some salt with your 3 fingers, just your thumb, your index, and your middle finger. Hold it over her back, pull your hand and your wrist back, and let the salt drip from your hand off of your forearm until the nut that you nutted on her back. Then you're gonna let that dry up. When it dries, I want you to scrape the nut off of her back by peeling it up with your fingers. It's gonna look like small potato chips. You're gonna feed them to this. If this get thirsty, bird bath that bitch. All the in my town are starting to get in better shape because we got these on DNA diets. Game is game. How to date if you ugly. Guys, nothing to tell you your sexual market value quite like dating apps. You hear a lot of guys nowadays talking about how you need to up your picture game and post professional photos and all this. Man, hear me out. You could just be ugly as
12 months with
You remember that
PG,
prisoner,
love y'all niggas.
Jeremy Meeks? He went famous for his mugshot. You know what his background was? It was a wall. No wallpaper, no sunlight, just a motherfucking wall. Guys, if you gotta take pictures of you in front of the Eiffel Tower or leaning up against a Lamborghini or kissing sharks or some adventurous shit like that in order to get, just know you might be ugly, bruh. But own that shit. And I need you to come off as more boyfriend material than a player. I'm not telling you to be a simp. I'm telling you to act like one. You need to put on your profile that you're looking for long-term commitment and maybe even marriage. If you are a 4 and you want to date an 8, you need to add 4 simp points in order to even the scales. Game is game. How to rate yourself according to guys on a scale from 1 to 10. Here we go. If you're over 6 feet tall, go ahead and give yourself a point. And for the rest of us, we got 9 more points left. You get another point if you're in shape. Guys, if you ever took your shirt off around and you heard her go, whew, then you know what I'm talking about. If not, get in the gym and get that popping. You get another point for your face. Unfortunately, we can't change the way we look, but fortunately, it's only 1 point as a man. You get another point for your game. You need to have the ability to communicate with other people while also hiding your red flags. You get another point for your game. This comes down to size and how you deploy it. You need a minimum of 6 inches with the ability to make it feel like 7. And you get 5 points for your income. Because if you ain't got none of that other, your ass better have some money. Game is game. How to rate with a T, not a P. So on a scale from 1 to 10, here we go. So she get 1 point for her game. If she know how to hide her masculinity and the fact that she is or used to be a hoe, it helps. She get 2 points for being fit. Bony women look hungry. Big women look hungry. We like healthy, not hungry. She get another point for a fat ass, a real one though. Ain't nobody trying to f a woman who done had some leftover elbows thrown in her butt. And she get another point for some big old ass. Now the face and the hair is worth 5 points. If she got an ugly smile or some f***ed up teeth, she lose a point. If she got a big nose like me, she lose a point. If she got lashes, she lose a point. If she got some bumpy skin or some crusty on her skin, she lose a point. If she got fake hair, she lose a point. If it ain't hers, it ain't her. Game is game.
Game is non-game. Game is non-game.
Well, you just
So
stop.
Yeah, game is that.
let's go ahead and start with the obvious. At least 90% of that do not try at home. You know what I'm saying?
Just 90%.
He was spitting on a couple of those though. Like the last couple, he was kind of spitting on those. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like what we were talking about, if you have to be next to a Lamborghini or some other shit that takes it away from you, you might just be ugly. Like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it'll be like that. This is going on too, so if you watch this on YouTube, Twitch Blue Rod in the description, you know what I'm saying? Twitch Tommy NFG and Twitch YXL Solid is also going to be in the description along with the YouTube, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to go ahead and see you in the next joint. Easy.
Put this bitch back like I'm double heaven. Hold up, triple deuces. Put that bitch up, we got all the juices. Hold up, speak to heaven. Eat that by my mama, demon made it. Me body chill, at least I want body. My diamond